Alright, listen. I don't want anybody out there, submitting to the fear, the panic, worry, anxiety, all of that. So, want to see, what I could do to share some pointers to understand what's happening right now. This is concerning Mars square in Sagittarius 2, the North Node and the South Node, Virgo and Pisces. Alright? So I did a long discourse on that. You can check it out. You know what I mean? Summarize, refer it to your chart. See what you can pull out of it that might be useful to you, whatever's not. You know what I'm saying? Toss it to the side, stuff it in your pocket. You know what I mean? Keep it moving. But just gonna, freestyle some pointers out there, that can help a little bit. Because I know it's tempting not to worry. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so listen. The South Node, that's where there's gonna be some grief. The North Node, that's where there's going to be some fear. Grief and fear because there's a square that's forcing this illusion. Okay? It's a square that's forcing that illusion. The square is centered on your need to feel free from. Understand, to feel free from identifying with that past life grief at Virgo. And from identifying with fears of what you might not be able to do, be, obtain, achieve, whatever monsters around the corner that you're concerned about in the unknown. In both of these directions, it threatens your sense of freedom. The grief of the past, it confiscates your freedom to have a clear conscience about what could be going on in the current time. In the future, fear, North Node, it threatens your freedom because it presents that something is unresolved, you don't have a solution, you don't know what to do. And Saturn is manifesting a particular authority that's threatening you. Okay. This may not be direct threat like, after school I'm going to whoop your ass. You know what I mean? Some big kid is going to put you in a full Nelson as soon as the school bell rings. It's not one of those. This fear is more so, here we go again. Okay? Here we go again. Saturn's in direct motion. So it's a, here we go again. I created the same crisis all over again. I created the same problem all over again. Why do I keep putting myself in this? Why do I keep getting in this situation? Why do I keep finding myself going through this? Why? Again, is it something about me? Is it something I've done? And you're beating yourself up about the past, Virgo, what you did or did not do in Virgo. Now, what does this remind you of in the past concerning Virgo? Okay? The Black Moon Lilith transit through Virgo. The same anxiety that you were under during the Black Moon Lilith transit of Virgo. That same anxiety is whooping your ass. When you look in the past, it's reminding you of that. But let me remind you that Mars has already been trained and certified to keep you straight, to take care of whatever you got going on at that Virgo placement, to back you. In 2 months, he took to show and prove that to you. I got you. That doesn't go away. He programmed it into your genetics. You're more than able. When Black Moon Lilith was transiting through Virgo, you were under the same anxiety. You had the same grief, the same worry. And it had to do with illusions of perfection that you thought you had to align yourself with. You thought you had to have it all perfect. You didn't want to be scrutinized, judged, criticized for being less than perfect. You felt you had to have it all figured out. Everything lined up crispy. A Steve Harvey tape up. What are we learning here, people? What are we learning? It's not gonna be perfect. And it doesn't fucking need to be perfect. You don't have to have maximum control of the 22 expression. Don't fall back into the rigid instinct of Virgo, the rigid nature. Overanalyzing, over-criticizing, being your own worst enemy in your head, in your mind. Oh, I didn't do this right. Well, if I should have done this, I should have. And you're speaking to the past and what you should have done, what you could have done, what you would have done. But guess what? You fucking didn't. You did the best you could with what you had. You did the best you could with what you knew. You did the best you could with what you understood. You did the best you could with what was accessible to you. And you let the chips fall where they may. North Node Pisces is teaching us something quite opposite. That there's a level of trust and faith that we're supposed to have for the process. That we don't need to have total control and we don't need to know every fucking thing about what's around the corner and what's in the future. Sagittarius supports and emphasizes this in spirit. Sagittarius is a starter, an initiator. That doesn't have to have everything perfect. It's a go. There's no wrong route to get there. There's no wrong way in the fool's journey, and there's no wrong route in the fool's journey. That is what is unique about Sagittarius. We're expanding. Consider where you are present with the sun, you are present in algorithm of expansion. And if you are present in algorithm of expansion, vulnerability must be with you. Is it not? If vulnerability is to be with you, there must be a level of acceptance for what you do not have control of, because it's a point of growth. It's opportunity of growth. We are growing into a bigger pond to become a bigger fish. You're not used to the tank that you find yourself in because it's expansive and you don't have the comfort of the tightness of the womb, the tightness of that placenta that keeps you warm, because you've been rebirthed. You've come out of the birth canal. You're screaming, you're crying, you're kicking, because there's too much space out here. Anything can happen. Anything can get me. I'm insecure. I need to be covered. You all out there know how it is when you bring a new baby home, right? What is a baby like? Huh? When you get those medical blankets they send you home with, you wrap the baby up like a tight burrito. The tighter you wrap the baby up, the more happy the baby is. Yeah, it's that security of being in the womb. You still the same person. You want to be wrapped up like a burrito, nice and tight and warm, so you can stop fucking crying. I get it. I understand. But this is expansiveness. In expansiveness, there's lots of space and it makes you feel insecure. It makes you worry. You're walking without the handrails. This thing could fall at any minute. You don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself. Why? Because you didn't get the chance yet to demonstrate and show and prove what you could do with what you learned and what you have procured in the spirit. But you're about to find out that you are more than able. You're about to find out that you have every faculty that you need, every power, every force. You're about to find out that there's nothing to fear. Saturn is manifesting something or someone that's giving you feedback that suggests to you fear. It wants to obtain consent from you so that it could write a warrant through that fear to confiscate your status of freedom in the spirit. Don't fall for it. Depending on what house you have, Pisces, this could be an elder who's quite authoritative, someone who's more knowledgeable, a higher ranking person or official in the hierarchy, rather it's family, business, institution, community. It could be an officer or authority of a particular institution, for example, such as even a bill collector. Yeah, who's scamming the shit out of you because you're late on something. And you stepped into a capacity that now you're regretting when it was the best that you could do. But guess what? Right around the corner, you're about to find out that there are powers that are going to expand you into the capacity of the new level, the new expansiveness that you find yourself in. You are going to fit those shoes. You are going to grow into that big coat. You're going to grow into it. You're going to catch up. You will be able to do it. This could be, you're trying to fight the insurance companies, they're giving you the runaround. You're trying to advocate for a loved one. And Saturn manifests as someone who's putting you through all type of loopholes and jumping jacks and all these different things, so there's an authority that's presenting illusions of fear to you, and it's a repeat of the same story that you went through when Saturn was first covering that last decan. which was simultaneous to Black Moon Lilith transiting Virgo. Okay, that was the second and third decan of Pisces. Okay, so it's, oh, I'm here again. The same fear that I had in the past, it comes back again. Did I really grow? Did I really even improve? Did anything get better? Because why am I back at the same crisis again? Yes, you're starting over. Yes, it's the same situation again. Yes, you're back in the same place, the same spot. But what is different is what I ask you to contemplate. What is different is what I ask you to consider. What is different? You're starting over with wisdom now, experience, acceptance and embrace and claim of your shadows, and the empowerment of demonstrating to yourself through Black Moon Lilith, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio that you're more than able. You have everything you need to self-sustain and meet all challenges. Everything you need. You're fully empowered. We have to stay clear of fear because it confiscates the power of creativity. We have to stand clear of grief because it keeps us attached to the past. The South Node and the North Node can very easily fall you back into the status that you fought to get out of in Scorpio, because Scorpio rules the past and the future tense. Uranus is reminding us of our ability through expansive mind, through recovery of our most true and natural values, that the present moment is where our stability is at, Taurus. Uranus is reminding us of that because right now we have a Scorpio temptation to fall back into the past status. This is a crossroad of claim. And the crossroad of claim is, am I in Scorpio or am I in Sagittarius in my claim? You already fought through Scorpio. So why go back to that status that you fought to come out of by agreeing with the fear and agreeing with the grief of past? That you have not grown, you have not improved, you have not become prepared, capable, and able to grow into the expansive status that you now are in because you doubt yourself, because you're listening to these karmic bonded persons who are delivering these trials and tests to you. Scorpio attaches to the past and it reaches in guard of the future. And it becomes absent from the present where all that you need is there with you and you can't count it. That would be a grave mistake because you have already accomplished it. You have already become Sagittarius. I don't need to know what's next. I don't need to know what's around the corner. I don't need to know how. I just need to be willing. I need to stand and I need to start moving forward. I have to pick up my bow and arrow and look for the next target. Forward, up, out, motion. Not woe is me. The ground will appear as I walk. The ground will appear as I walk. That's what we know. You've already decided who you are. You already decided what your reality will be. And it's not for you to give authority to the naysayers. This is not a time where you're supposed to have everything figured out, everything prepared, and you just swipe, you insert, you give the right answer, you take the right move. No, that's not what this time is. This is Sagittarius. And because this is Sagittarius, you believe in yourself, not in circumstance. You believe in yourself because you know that you are a creator. You know you are a hustler. You know you want to make it happen. You know that there's no such thing as failure because I am relentless to get back up. So failure is impossible for me. I have decided that I am relentless. So it is impossible for me to fall as long as I have decided that I am relentless. It's impossible to fail. There's no such thing as losses to Sagittarius. To Sagittarius, every loss, the illusion of loss, it is a lesson. Every setback is greater preparation. Every disadvantage is deeper wisdom and resilience. It's your being that determines the outcome, not circumstance. And circumstance obeys your claim of being. It replies to your claim of being. It will manifest according to your claim of being. Who do ye say I am? Say that to yourself. This fear will point back at Virgo. It will examine you, cross-examine you. It will interrogate you about what you have going on at that Virgo placement. It will interrogate you. And it will demand a transfer from Virgo into Pisces for itself. It will demand it. You're in charge. You are. Look at you. Scared again. Worried. Crying. You're shook. For what? It's illusions. It's not true. Sagittarius needs these demonstrations. We have to witness ourselves as being who or what we are. And from sign to sign, that is the case. From house to house, that is the case. You couldn't be Sagittarius if you knew the way already. If you had the means already. And if perfection and order was the basis and foundation. No, not with Sagittarius. Sagittarius ascends to order. It rises to new order. It is the philosophy that informs new order. And that is Capricorn. Mars is on the way to Capricorn. And once Mars gets in Capricorn, you yourself will feel and know, I am able. Especially when Mars is trine to Virgo, the past, and to Taurus, the renewal of our values toward the future. The realization of what is most valuable to us toward the future. This trine, answering properly the threat of fear from Saturn and Pisces. Yeah, I got something for that. It is called discipline, order, structure, accountability. I got it. It's called due process. It's called long-term goals, consistency, work ethic. That's what it's called. Good old ambition. That's what it's called. Minimalism and maturity and strength in full demonstration. What's the mathematics? I got it. Watch me manifest it into form. That's what answers this square. Mars stepping into Capricorn answers the square. But will we be patient? Will we be patient? Don't fall for the bluff. Sit up straight. Get yourself together. Stop fucking off. What you have going on at Pisces is not a no. It is not a prophecy of failure. It is not a prediction of lack. It does not mean you turned the wrong turn, you made the wrong decision, you don't have what you need. It's not going to, no, that is not what it means. You have to learn to stop using the power of your imagination against yourself. You have to learn to stop using your own mind against yourself. Perfection is not needed. The perfection is in the chaos of Pisces that leads to the truth. And it is agreeable with Sagittarius. And that Sagittarius talent is to recover value from chaos. To find and extract meaning out of chaos. Creativity and creative meaning out of chaos. These are codes of chaos, not order, but stop insisting on perfect order. Creativity, the abstract, the flow, and the trust and the faith, conviction, and creativity that goes with it. And how we soon will arrive at the ability to innovate at will. In a little time, you're going to realize that all this time when you thought that you had to enslave yourself. All this time where you thought that you were at the mercy of others' approval, that you were at the mercy of circumstance, that you were at the limitation of circumstance. You're about to find out that the power was yours all along. You might need to know what this looks like for you personally. There's a lot that I could share, but it never does justice or comparison to what can be accomplished behind the scenes when we take a personal assessment to get down to the facts and details of what you should consider with each transit. So whenever there's a major transit such as this, it's good to get behind the scenes so that we can get down to the bottom of things, pull out all of the details that you need to consider that pertains specifically to you and what it means. This is general. It is helpful. It really can help you. However, it does not compare to a personal assessment. Understand that. Keep your head up. Never give in to fear. Never authorize fear. Ever.